Hi there, welcome back. Okay, so in this video we're going to use these lovely wooden rounds, and they are real wood. They do have what they call a live edge to them, which means there's a bit of bark on them. You can keep that on, or you can take it off, sand it down, put some stain on or oil or varnish and seal it that way if you wish. I think Wayne, who is doing the demoing for you today, is going to leave them on. If you're going to do that, then try and seal them by just painting a clear coat of resin over them. Just adhere them to the edge of the wooden coaster. So we're going to use the Vista Polar White. It's a favourite of ours at the moment. He's got 3 of these lovely pink cups, which he's going to divide the resin up into. Some of the leftover customised pigment that I made for the beautiful sand effect that we did recently on a tray. Some lovely alcohol inks, and again, everything we use in today's video will be listed in the comments or the description box, sorry, not the comments, the description box below, with links, if we can, to where you can purchase them. So he's divided the resin between the 3 cups. He's added in the pigments and the alcohol inks into each, and as you can see, he's basically using the same idea as he did with the seascape tray that we did recently. Hopefully you've watched that video. If not, why not find our playlist and go and check that one out. It's a lovely, stunning tray, and the effect is quite mesmerising. Well, I think it is, but I'm a bit biased. So there we go. He's I think we had 5 of these rounds currently, and yeah, he's put the sand coloured pigment down there. Now that was made using, from memory, ivory coloured acrylic ink, a bit of yellow gold Arteza mica powder, a little bit of the Polar White, and rather a lot of gold glitter. So here's the second layer, or the second part that he's putting on. Beautiful tealy bluey greeny coloured alcohol ink mixed in with some clear resin. Now we're using up the last bit of the Resin Pro resin, which is a 1-to-1 mixing ratio. It's a lovely resin to use. We're almost out of that one, and then what we've done is we've then resorted back to, there was an irresistible offer on Amazon for Tea Expert resin, so we will be going back to using that one. Right, so that's the first 2. And here he goes with the much more, what would you call this? Mediterranean blue, royal blue, navy blue? Not sure, but, you know, you can call it by all kinds of colours. Phthalo blue is another one. That one's more from your acrylics inks, acrylic paint sort of world, as it were. So he's just pushing the resin to the edges, not over the edges, but just up to the edges of the lovely wooden coaster rounds, just to make sure it's covered. There's no avoiding it with this, unfortunately, as you'll see a bit later on, possibly if we've kept it in the edit. The resin does sometimes flow over the edge a little bit. If it does, try and clear it up as soon as you see it. Now he's trying to manipulate the resin here, because again it's a little bit stripy, and he wants it to mix a bit more, so he's just heating it up just a little bit there with the heat tool. And there we go, we're doing the same thing, we're doing the wave, the crest of the wave and effect. So he's just putting that across there, rather a little bit too much on that right hand side, but never mind. We are. It's up to you if you do 1 row of these or if you do 2 rows of these, completely up to you. You could actually do these in completely different colourways and not try and base it on, you know, the seaside or a seascape. You could do it in shades of pinks, oranges, and then put the white across. That would look lovely. A little hint of gold perhaps somewhere. Look rather nice. Give a bit of a marble-like effect. But look at that. I mean, that looks lovely. Up to you if you want to put some flat shells or maybe some little mini starfish, if you can source those. Usually you can buy all those sorts of things from Temu or Amazon. And then you could just add them in if you want. But don't forget, anything that creates height on something that's supposed to have a flat surface, you're then going to have to dome the top of these if you're going to do that. which is a process we didn't do because we didn't add the shells to these. There we are. So he's just doing the last 3, putting the sand effect resin on the bottom there. There we go. He's using a silicone tip brush just to push it to the edges. Then we're going back again with the bluey green colour. There we are. That looks more blue actually than bluey green. Again, you can see the rings of the wood, the slices of wood through this resin because it's not an opaque resin that we've used, that we've made. Obviously, if you want to make it opaque, you can, but you may not get the same effect with the lovely white, like, you know, crest of the wave or the waves crashing down. Yeah, not sure. We haven't tried that one yet, but I quite like it so that you can still see the naturalness of the wood through it. There we are. So just in again there with the beautiful deep blue colour, and a rather lengthy shot of Wayne's watch there. Oh dear. There we are. Tiny bit left. Of course, any leftover resin and so on, we don't ever throw it away. Nothing is thrown away. You pour it into a nice little mould. We've got some cute little animal moulds at the moment. And I can tell you the leftover resin was poured into a little unicorn mould, which I didn't know he'd done, which he then gave to me this morning, which was lovely. So that is sitting in my work room currently on top of the computer monitor. It's rather sweet. Those sorts of things, any sort of little animals and things like that make excellent key rings or little free giveaways to anybody that purchases something from you if you're doing craft fairs, or if you've got, you know, children or adults in your family that like those sorts of things. You can make them into key rings, handbag charms. Could have them actually. It was rather heavy as a bookmark charm, but I suppose you could. But yeah, you can make them into all kinds of things. Nice little gifts for people who are expecting a baby, even particularly if they know what sex the baby is, because perhaps you could do, you know, a blue one or a pink one if you want to go to sort of traditional colours, or yellow, lemon yellow, or a mix of all colours. But there we go. So he's just doing the wave or the white line across, so he can do the wave effect on these 3. Yeah, just tidying up as he goes. He's very tidy, unlike me. I'm a messy crafter. So are you a messy crafter, or are you a very clean and tidy person crafter? Yeah. There we go. So you are just using the heat tool. Just make sure that you keep moving the heat tool around when you're doing this, and that you don't concentrate on one area for too much, because you don't want to overheat it and you don't want to risk a fire. So these are now cured. What we didn't tell you at the beginning was that we did put some blue tape, painter's tape, on the back of these to prevent any resin going over the sides, or that did go over the sides, onto the bottom surface of the mould. Now, you could leave these in the natural wood state like that, or you could paint them, or you could varnish them, or you could seal them perhaps with some wax. Totally up to you what you do. As you can see there on the side, some of the resin has seeped over the sides, and he's just trying to remove that very, very gently, because obviously this is what we got, a live edge piece of wood, so it's still got some of the bark trim in there. Just trying to use a deburring tool to take it off a little bit at a time. Persevere, do a little bit of a time, and you know, it will pay off. But there we go. It's the rest of the, and he's got a little bit there. I think actually he did say to me he was going to leave them on the edges. So here's our final shot. These look absolutely stunning. They go nicely with the tray, would look lovely as a set. Even maybe some dinner mats, some placemats. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to tune in to our next one. We upload 3 times a week on Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays at 5 PM UK time. Take care everyone. Goodbye.